So, alright, what we got here, this is the original recovery disk that comes with the PC. And then I also have, we're going to use this guy. This is a little USB kind of CD-ROM drive. It comes with a snazzy, it's old, so I guess it wasn't very efficient. Maybe they still aren't, but it comes with this weird double USB hookup. And so the even stupider thing is if you don't hook it up right, so this little guy has two USB on this side and a VGA out, and then on the opposite side you also have Ethernet and another USB 2.0, and then the front doesn't have anything, but you have like headphones there. You also have just power in the back, basically. So on this side, when you hook it up, you have to do, so I don't know if you end up having to get one of these or something if you have an original one. There's one cord with the two power cords in it. Ended up working, okay. So anyhow, here this is again. Let me see. Okay, so if we tap power now, if you tap power in this Android ROM, what do we get? We get reboot or we get power off. Let me tap out of it. Before there was also some, let me see if I do power, if I do reboot, it takes more kindly to tapping. Could give us some more options. Okay, so what do we got? Here we go. Got reboot, soft reboot, recovery, bootloader, and restart system UI. So I think what will get us back, I don't know why it's not showing the original, like, startup BIOS flash screen. I don't know if something's screwed up or if it's just meant to do that. Before it was showing up a full BIOS splash screen. So I'm gonna try, see here. Why don't we try, I'm gonna try reboot. I don't know. Works. So we're rebooting. So hopefully Makes it a little bit sorry about the focus. The focus is not perfect. It's really hard because the screen's so little and the text is not. Ooh, there we go. F2, F2, F2. Did we get it? Escape. F2. Okay, we got it. Cool. All right. So now we're in the BIOS. I want to go ahead and cancel. Here we go. Dell Atom CPU N270 at 1.6 megahertz actually, sorry. And we have 2 gigs of RAM installed. This isn't the newest ROM, BIOS that you can get. I was trying to do that. It was a total pain in the ass. You end up having to format pretty much in Linux, because you have to format FAT16 to update the BIOS, and I was trying to do it in Windows. It wasn't working out, and so from all the reading I did, you basically have to do it in Linux or something like it, or maybe like Windows XP or something. I was running on Windows 7, so it was not working. Anyhow, so that kind of quit my my goal of getting Windows 7 on it, and then kind of brought me to getting Android x86 on it. Oh yeah, so 2008 is the date on there. That's actually the build date for the BIOS. That's when that BIOS came out. I could maybe in a bit I'll grab. There's a receipt in the box. And it has the original buy time, but I'm sure if you Google just like when these came out, I know it was like, I think 2007 or 2006. Could be wrong on that. Could totally be wrong. Could be right that it is 2008. But anyhow, so what we're gonna do, I want to get this. I'm gonna go ahead and plug the CD-ROM back in the drive. Let's see here. So the problem being now that since this was, maybe if okay, what I'm going to do is now escape, and hopefully, because I don't think it's, well, let's test it. I don't know if it's going to read it since I just plugged it in and we're already in the BIOS. I don't know if it's going to see it if I go to the device menu for the boot. So boot device priority, we're going to go to that. And oh, it does have the CD-ROM there. I think it might still even remember it since I've plugged it in before and had it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It was already 10 years ago that this came out. It's pretty nuts to think about. So it's surprising. Anyhow, so what we're gonna do is now I have the CD-ROM, the whatever is in the original BIOS, the original Linux boot disk. I'm going to go ahead and fire that up and show you guys the install and get the original Linux that it came with running. So if you totally have a disaster, if you find this video after you were already trying to put Android x86 on and you screwed it all up like I did, luckily I had this CD. I don't know, I didn't really look around since I already had the CD. I went in and I deleted all the partitions before when I was trying to originally put on Android x86, and it basically fouled it all up because it needs like a boot partition that is marked for booting, that's tagged for booting, I guess, or whatever. I forget the exact terminology. Anyhow, I screwed it all up doing that. So luckily I had the CD. I loaded it back on. Once I did that, I went back with the Android x86 ROM and was able to just I used the main partition that the original Linux CD installs the main Linux software on. I used that as my partition to install Android x86 on. I believe the resolution is 800 by 600. It's pretty damn small. So that sounds about right for a 7-inch at this time. I don't have the exact specs on me. So, okay, we're going to go ahead now and we're going to just boot out of this. Let's see, we'll do F10 just to save it. So save configuration, changes, and exit now. We go ahead and reboot. I can back this up for you. And so I'm going to hit escape. If we hit escape, that gives us this pop-up. So what it gives you a selection screen on what device you want to boot from. We're going to go ahead and choose the DVD. So now we'll see, this is the original. Type in yes and hit enter. And so what it's now doing is just going to rewrite all the partitions. Anything you had, if you had no partitions, whatever, it's going to go ahead and I think it puts on like 3 or 4 with this original software. 2 different kind of like, I think it reloads a, what would you call it? Like a recovery partition. So in case you were out somewhere and you screwed up the drive, what it originally came with was you could boot into a recovery and do this without the CD. So anyhow, this is going to take a little bit, I think 5. So we'll go ahead and roll our thumbs. Yeah, so this original Linux OS was based off of, I guess there was a company called Xandros. It's Xandros, I believe. And I didn't know anything. I'm not a huge, I don't know much about Linux. I learned a lot just from doing this, trying to get it all working. I figured out, so Xandros was like a break-off company that made their own version called Xandros, distribution. And I guess they teamed up with Asus for this guy. It does warm up. It's not crazy. Like I'm touching the back right now. It definitely, there's some warmth with the battery. It's not super hot. It's definitely not as bad as, I don't know if you have any old laptops that are from like the, I have a couple laptops that are from the, oh boy, what was the Core 2 Duo era? And those get just burning hot. They're really hot laptops, like kind of scary hot, where you think they might catch fire or something. So it's not that bad. The fan's definitely, I think it's got a little fan in it, so it runs, but it's definitely not, you can keep it on your lap. It's not bad. I've definitely experienced a lot worse. It doesn't get burning hot. It definitely, there's some warmth to it though. Like, you can feel it running. This is the original battery in it. So I don't know what you would expect with like a brand new battery or something. All right, so we're just, it kind of sucks. It doesn't really give you like, a play-by-play as this goes. So you're kind of just like, I hope it's running. The CD drive is spun up, so, and it's spinning and kind of blinking a little bit. So you kind of just go by that and your little blinking cursor that things are working right. It tells you wait approximately 5 minutes. So Go by faith and hope it's working. Still waiting for it. I'm gonna kind of adjust. This is like, oh, sitting with this setup is kind of awkward here. This on my lap, and I can't really move too much, and legs are falling asleep a little bit. Oh, okay. Now it says creating user partition. Formatting. Okay, and so that date, if you can see it, this was November 2006 when they made this version for this guy. So I am pretty sure that's, from all my reading and stuff, that is when this guy came out. A little lappy toppy that could. So I guess it's installing a couple more things, and then we'll go ahead and fire up. Hopefully that all worked well, and we can fire up the original. I believe it's Xandros. I might be saying that completely wrong. All right, ready. Press enter to reboot. So I'm going to do that, and when I do it, I'm going to go ahead and unplug the CD-ROM. So we hit enter. The CD automatically popped out for me. It's rebooting now. I'm going to wait till the power. Okay, I'm pulling the CD-ROM. Rebooting. Just let it go. We'll see. This thing boots up to the original. That's all normal. Starting system. Flashback to 2006 right here. And so, but this is definitely faster. So you get this little agreement from talking to my dad about it. This, you know, this is an upgraded version. He put another gig of RAM in it and at the time, faster 32 gig SSD into it. So, and it's still pretty slow. So I can't imagine what the original hardware was like and how this was even worth it. But I guess it was such a novelty and new back then that people dug it. I don't know. Come on, I hit agree. There we go. Select keyboard. I'm saying US English. Enter a name. I'm just going to do EEE. Next. Password. About Twitch, because we're on Twitch right now. Haha. I'm just going to uninstall this later, so it doesn't really matter. We'll do Twitch. Twitch. Okay, log me in automatically. Next. We'll just go America, New York. That's cool. And it says finish. That types. There you go. You have completed the first boot wizard. Click back to make changes. We're going to go ahead and finish. All right, here we go. The big reveal. Stupendous 2006. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, the cheesiness. Auto power saving. So, oh, wireless accent point. Get this into focus. There we go. The mail. You can see it all there. Beautiful EEE PC. This is the original ROM. I'm going to go ahead. So the amazing thing with the original ROM from 2006, and it hasn't been updated since then pretty much, we can get, let's see, so we got work here, so there's other tabs. So it was kind of like they were trying to make it simple for people, like, you know, it's got a, trying to make maybe something between a Mac or a Windows OS, not just like a straight up Linux. Okay, so here, it seems to like the tap better than the buttons don't really work well on the mouse pad. Okay, so here we go. We got like accessories, we got a PDF reader, spreadsheets. So, you know, it's got a lot of stuff going for it. I didn't really try out a bunch of stuff because I wasn't really interested in anything except for maybe, you know, watching videos on this or something. So, you know, I guess it's got a little paint program. I didn't even try that. Oh, some kids games. It's got some languages, science. It's got a play tab. So where you would, you know, maybe, let's see what's in games. So it's got like, you know, some really old school solitaire, bubble. I wish this focusing on the screen. If I get any closer, it kind of gets weird, so I don't really see the whole screen. That still doesn't really help. Anyhow, so it's got some games and whatnot. The one thing, like, so I can show you, I mean, it's just not very quick. It's kind of snappy, I guess, going through things. It comes with a version of Firefox as the built-in browser. What I'm going to do down here, let me see if I can show you volume and stuff if you kind of scroll around down here. So it does have the built-in card. I'm going to go ahead and for a second, I'm going to hide the screen so I don't expose, you know, just so. Second here, I'm going to connect the. I got us on our hold screen. I'll go ahead and so I can type in my PIN and everything for the wireless. Come on. It's going, kind of. Come on, show me the. It takes just a while just even. I tapped on the wireless thing and it's like trying to load. Okay, so we have networks. I'm gonna pick mine. Connect. Go ahead and type it in. Let's see here. Hit OK. Let's see if I connect. Hopefully, well, bring the screen back. What happened there? Still not connected. What happened? Before when I used this, it worked fine when I connected to the. Let me try one more time here. I'm just hiding my, you know, I gotta type in my password and stuff for wireless, so. Give me a minute, it's still loading. Come on, where'd you go? Well, or maybe not. Maybe I'm not gonna use the wireless. Okay, I have an idea. Bring us back. Hold on a second here. It did work with, it does have an Ethernet. Go ahead and plug in. Okay, we're back. I'm going to go ahead and plug in a Ethernet cord, and I'll show you the original Firefox running real quick. Okay, so we're now wired in. We'll see if that gives us, okay, local area connection. Operation failed. What happened? Connected. Okay, we're connected. Should be good. All right, let's see. We have browser. Let's see, learn. Okay. Oh, internet. Okay, here's internet. And then web. You click on web. What do we got here? Security. So it's got a bunch of security messages because this is like this is 2006 Firefox basically. Let's see if we... Welcome to Firefox. Here we go. Let's try. I'm gonna go ahead and just try like... Let me see if I can get this to go. So let me select that. Okay, there we go. We'll try YouTube. Let's see how YouTube looks from 2006. Hope. It says YouTube works with a wide range of browsers. However, if you'd like to use many of our latest and greatest features, please upgrade to a modern, fully supported browser. Find the latest version. Feels bad, man. So this is Mozilla 5.0, it says. In the small type there. There we go. The version. So I guess it doesn't... I thought I was able to at least load YouTube when I first fired it back up. But I guess not. So that's pretty much where you are with the original software. And you can't upgrade it because all the upgrade servers that were originally, and like Xandros I think is out of business, or at least none of it works anymore basically. So this is what you'd be stuck with if you load up the original OS. I just want to, for posterity's sake, show it off. Yeah, all these, like, there's EEE Connect, which would connect you, I think, to the ASUS servers, like their upgrade servers. And now, if I click on it, oh, that's, I guess, for like troubleshooting, maybe EE download, I think it was. Yeah, invalid URL. So that would go to eeedownload.asus.com, which is no longer there. So basically you can't update the software anymore unless you find it online. Or, so what I came to the conclusion of is, if this is going to be worth anything, I'm going to have to put on an OS that at least is slightly modern, where it's going to work with something. So that'll bring us to loading up Android x86, the new Bliss ROM. I'm going to go ahead and power down, and we'll fire that up. I'll kind of go through what that took and show you some stuff. So actually, okay, I'm just going to, let's see. I'll show you what happens if you press power on this. And it does have a task manager, which is interesting. Anyways, standby, restart. We're going to go ahead and shut it down. Are you sure? Yes. Okay. Shutting down.